Hey y'all, it's Melissa at Messy Missy Creates. I am going to try this again. I'm going to start, I had left y'all off with like day 4. And then when I opened my journal, all this stuff was falling out. I had rushed the ending of that last video and never got this stuff glued in. So I did go back and glue that in by myself. One of you had suggested that I do this this card, like glue the envelope in where I could leave the turtle facing out, but I had already glued enough stuff in. So anyway, it fits in this little pocket. I'm going to put the envelope in here until I journal. I don't know if I'm going to need it or not, but it just does fit in this pocket. So it wants to pull the tape up, but I will see if I can convince it to stay down. So anyway, that's where we were day 3. Day 4, I got that done. We're finished. And then I have day 5. Day 5 is going to be really easy, except I'm going to pick out some washi to put on the side. I used my ink dauber, and I was going to use this because it matches. We left this day. We went on a very mini little vacay, like a 2-day or 2-night vacay escape. And this just says the ultimate escape. It says giveaway. I didn't realize it said giveaway, and I can't cut off giveaway. But anyway, I'm going to make this one really simple, except I was planning on using this. But then I see this ice cream over here. I thought about taking that out, but I'm going to glue it in, make a pocket, and then I can just do my journaling in there. And so the hardest thing is going to be picking out washi for this. See how the side is curling because of the ink, and it's making that side curly too, so I don't want it curly. I do have ice cream tape. I don't think it's going to match. I never went through. I still have to do that. I could use this blue rainbow tape. That might work. The ice cream tape is in here somewhere. I'm not going to spend a ton of time looking for it, but just wanted to make sure that there wasn't something else that I liked better than what I had picked. That actually would work too. You know what? I might use these sunglasses. I never use the sunglasses, but I actually did. It was really sunny that day. So let's do that. I'm just putting it along the edge right here. Matter of fact, I'm going to turn it like this and get it right on the edge. I'm not going to fold it over. I'm just trying to stabilize the edge, so maybe it won't curl so badly. Nope. I do it short every time. It's easier to do it longer and cut it off than to have to keep peeling it back up, but I keep doing it the hard way every time. Okay. Alrighty. Let's see if the third time's a charm. That looks like that is good enough. Now, it's still going to curl up a little bit. But maybe if I put some on the other side too, maybe it will at least stabilize it. I'm trying to get rid of that sticky bit right there. Okay. I just needed I wanted something along the edge there. It's still curling, but that's okay. So I'm going to put this here, and I thought this was funny because she's running away from something, so she's escaping. And this piece of washi right here needs some glue in a bad way. And this was going to be my quick page, y'all. But I need my art glitter glue anyway. Let me see if I can talk this washi into staying down. See if we can have a little chat and, you know, convince it to stay down. Put that washi up. I don't need that. That was, yeah, it was a Thursday. We did not leave on Thursday. We left this day. That's right, because we... Oh, well, it doesn't matter. The sunglasses, it's irrelevant. At this point, it's irrelevant. So let's just make this work. So I'm going to glue this down. I'm not sure. Here's my pen. I'm going to glue it down. And it's not a matter of where we went. We just, because we really didn't do anything, we just got away. Because we kind of knew that the way things were going with his dad, that it would be a while before we could ever go anywhere again. Because of, you know, his dad being so sick at the time. And then I was going to put that over here, but I might just do that here. Kind of like that, as a matter of fact. I'm going to make this a pocket. So I actually have my little hole punch here. I'm going to see if I can do this. Not my hole punch, my circle punch. I usually miss the center, which I probably did, and that's okay. But I am going to glue this down. So I only inked this little section right here. So let's see if I can include you on this. I'm just going to put glue, pardon my arm. I know it's in the way. So I was going to cut it off and then just use this page for journaling. But we really, I really decided that I was just going to make that a pocket so that I could put some journaling in it instead of just the open journaling. Because sometimes I just like some private journaling. So, yeah, the more I think about it, the more I think I like that. Because over here, it's kind of, it's not lost. Let me see what it looks like in the camera. In real life, it looks better right here. So let's do that. And then I have a piece of Happy Mail, because that is Allison's challenge of the month. Her item of the month challenge is for what month are we in? June of 2025. Still. Whoops. Is Happy Mail. So the idea is to use, she draws a random item, and the idea is to use that item on your page daily, or on your daily pages. So I already have one picked out, and when you know, I've already kind of misplaced it. Okay. We did not really go somewhere beachy, but I'm going to, well, it really is, we just went along the coast. That's all we did. We went along the coast. And so, even though we did not actually step foot on the beach, this was in my most recent Happy Mail from Hope. And it's a great, and it fits perfectly. It's a great size, great everything to put right here. Good colors. Gives me 2 open pages to journal, or, you know, hidden pages to journal. Not open, hidden. And so, that's that page. That was it. 8 minutes. Okay. So, after the last video, when I tried to start with more current things, I got overwhelmed, and because I got emotional. And I realized, I thought that I had already done through like the 8th. I don't know what was wrong with my brain, but I had not. So now we're on day 6. So I have, this was the day that we came back. We left the night of the 8th. We came back the afternoon of the 6th. This is a ship going through Mobile, Alabama. It's docked here. It's, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's the SS America, not USS America. The SS America. It was I want to say a World War II era, some kind of ship, battleship, some sort of ship. Anyway, you can look it up. I looked it up briefly because I printed a picture of it, even though I took a picture of it going however many miles an hour down the interstate. I went ahead and printed out a picture, and this is what it looks like. I mean, it's all rusted out. They are going to sink it after they do all the things that they do to it to make it environmentally safe. They're going to sink it off the coast of Florida in the Gulf of whatever we're calling that Gulf now. It's still hard for me to not call it the Gulf of Mexico. So, anyway, this is going to go on the page somewhere. We came back. If you remember correctly, this has been a while back. My leg was really swollen on this trip. It was getting really bad this day. And I was like, okay, I'm going to have to go to the doctor the next day. But anyway, I have, let's see, this goes on the next day. So I'll tuck that there. And then this one, when we came back, we met with family. He had 2 aunts that were in town. We felt really bad about going out of town. We had planned a trip. It was our anniversary. And we had planned a trip to go from Wednesday night to Sunday night. And when his dad got so sick, we kind of knew that that was not going to happen. But the 2 aunts that were here, my father-in-law's oldest sister and youngest sister, they were like, we've got this, go. Because you don't know when you're going to get another chance to do this. Or to just get away, period. So, we were like, are you sure? And we waited and we, trying to make sure that everything was set in place and that they were okay with us going, and they were. So, we said, we'll cut it down to 2 days, and we did. And I'm thinking about inking this page, and I'm also going to put, oh, I did an awful job with that washi tape over here, by the way. I want something over here. We can look in, what did I do this day? The 6th. We drove back. My foot was really swollen and painful. We headed home. We went to his parents' house to see the aunts. And also to see his mom and dad, of course. And so, most of this is for the next day. So I'll put that there. This is all for the next whatever. Okay, this is a current photo. Look who came by to see me today. Isn't she a cutie patootie? My niece brought her by. She was had babysitting duties today. And look at her. I made her a pallet on the floor, and she was getting some belly time. And I got her smiling, and she's got such cute little dimples. You can't see them in that picture, but she does. So anyway, I thought maybe I could get through these few days, and that would get me warmed up to my journal again. I could cover this page with something. That's an option. I want to look in my Happy Mail because I need something Happy Mail-ish, or I could put a pocket here. Matter of fact, it's not a horrible idea. Because I've got all these pictures over here. This is green. Okay, like you didn't know that was green. Okay, this side is green, and this side is... I probably have some paper that matches it better in my Happy Mail. But what I was thinking is if I put this little emoji, which I think is cute, I could make a pocket, and then that was, I can't remember if that was in Happy Mail or if I had it. Oh wait, it's double-sided. I hate using double-sided paper for a pocket. Okay. I mean, I can, but my heart just doesn't want to too much. So let's see what our other options are. Okay, here's my Happy Meal bucket. If y'all watched the last Happy Meal video, I have all this Happy Meal from It's Not Summer Yet. Oh. I have all of these that Hope had cut out for me for pockets. Like that one would match. That's got that lime green in it. This one, not so much. This one would, sort of. This one would match. That one kind of would. That one kind of would. You can't see the paper I'm looking at. I mean, you saw the green paper, so... Oh, look at the flip-flops. Okay, let's try that one. Doesn't really have green on it, but we're going to give it a whirl. And that would be my Happy Mail that I would use for that day. Plus, whatever, if I use this was in Happy Mail too. But, let's see. This looks good with it. I could color the background. I'm not worried about it. I think what I'm going to do is I'm still going to make a 6-inch tag. There's another piece of paper behind there. That one looks even better because it's got the green flip-flop. We can pretend that we went somewhere that was beachy. I mean, like I said, it was the coast. It did have a beach. We just didn't go on the beach. That, when we go west from here, our beaches are like sand white. I mean, they're like sugar sand, sugar white sand. When we go west of here, it starts getting a little darker and a little more gravelly. So, but we like going up the coast. So, or going across the coast, I should say. So, if I'm going to do 6 inches, it's going to cut right in the middle of that flip-flop. So, what if I cut it right here? That's going to make the other piece very small, but it would make a tag or something like that. Let's see. How do we like that? Well, I kind of like it. And then I could make a big pocket. I mean, that is a big pocket. I could make a big tag. Words are still hard. My brain is still not quite functioning on all cylinders. If you did not know, if you're new here and this is your first video that you've watched, my father-in-law just passed away. He passed away on Father's Day. He was sick. We found out 3 weeks before we found out on Memorial Day that he had stage 4 cancer, and he passed away on Father's Day. So it was quick, sort of. He hasn't felt well for a long time, and now we know why. This is another piece of Happy Mail from Hope, which matches. And it kind of covers up the background without having to cover up the background. Although I still could ink the background, like in this pink, maybe. That's going to delay our progress. Let me think, because I'm going to want something. This picture can go here. This picture can go here. I mean, I can put, y'all don't want to look at my swollen leg. I can put this here, like that. And then I can put this on, like, if I were to use that as a tag, I could put them on the back side or on the inside and just write about it. So this would fit, this would fit. What I might do is make another tag. Let's do that. We can make a quick tag, right? I have paper. Somewhere in my Happy Mail, she gave me a bunch of 6-inch. Looky there. That would have matched. But I needed something bigger for that page. That's right. She gave me some 6-inch paper strips. Let's see if any of them would look good as a tag. Come on, I can't see what you are. Okay. That one wouldn't be horrible. Do I want a full 6-inch tag? I mean, it's a big tag. That's a big pocket. This is essentially a 7-inch pocket. So I'm going to need a big tag. I don't know. Yeah, 6 inches would be pretty close to. Probably would prefer to have like a 5.5 inch. I was looking at this paper right here because this part right here would go okay. So I could cut it down to, let's say 5.5. Let's do 5.5. It's very thick cardstock. It's not really the right shade of green, but we have so many shades of green in this. It's more of a lime green, but this is speckled. So, okay, so I could put this on here, write about that. I can write on this. I can write on the back. Let's see, how does that look in there? It looks, it's not the greatest, but it's right here on my desk. So let's go ahead. Do I still want to ink this? I don't know. I was trying to do this quickly, y'all, and I'm not succeeding. I'm still debating if I want to put a piece of washi down before I put the pocket down. If I do it after, it'll cut down the size of the pocket. And I'm debating on if I want ink. Like, yeah, I do. I want ink. Let's ink. Let me find my pink ink. I have magenta. I have a light pink. I'm thinking this light pink will work. I was trying to get through. I thought maybe on this video I could get through to the 8th. That might be pushing it. Yes, that will work. That'll work. Let me put some paper behind so I don't ink all my other pages pink. Don't pink ink. So how are y'all doing? It's rough. Yeah, it's been a rough few weeks. Y'all already know that. I don't have to go all the way down. I just wanted to get mainly like the sides and the, I think that's far enough. That's going to take a second to dry. I don't have my heat gun out handy, but I do have my ceiling fan on. So while we're doing that, while we're letting that dry, I am going to, see, we'll have this glued down. This is going to be a mess of a page. I'm going to glue this up here. We can go ahead and do that. That won't affect the other side. And then, unless I decided I wanted my Friday the 6th up here, and then put this like that. I kind of like that. But we were driving along the interstate, fixing to go through the tunnel, and I could see it. I had to really, you know, all the buildings are in the way, so you can only see the top part of it. But, so I think this is going to look something like this. Or, I liked that up there. I can do this again. I mean, you know, I'm getting brave putting stuff in the middle of the pages like that. And I could put this over here, because I did take that picture on the drive home. And then, I mean, I could even throw this picture right here as like a tip in, but I don't need to. That can be blank space. I do need Happy Mail for this day. And I can fill that space with that right there, because we ended up with family. Can't remember, it was the next day we had dinner with them, but let's see. Yeah, let's glue that down. Let's glue this on the top. And I think by the time we get done gluing, that will be dry. But I thought maybe I could come back in and do these pages that kind of led up to everything. I mean, these are, I want to say, benign pages. They don't have anything to, I mean, they do have something to do with my father-in-law, but they don't directly, if that makes sense. We were just traveling and coming back. I mean, obviously we saw him when we got back. And I think, you know, if you have regrets, I mean, one of the hardest things that I found when I lost my parents, my mom especially, that regrets are the hardest part of grief. And, you know, when someone dies and you have regrets. So I try not to do that to myself. And my husband had made the comment about that. Well, he said 36 hours, and that was not quite the truth, because we were back by the 6th. It just seemed like it happened. It went down the hill so fast after this that he had said something about, you know, in hindsight, looking back, should we have gone, is basically what I'm getting at. And you can't go back. And I mean, we knew that we were giving up those couple of days seeing him, but he was in good care. One of them was a nurse, and the other's husband is a nurse. And so we left them in good hands. And so it's not like we just left them to fend for themselves. Oops, I didn't glue that down because I haven't decided, but I think that's going to go there. Or it'll look cute here, and then if I want to write something here, I can. Or, but wait. Okay, this is good enough to glue down this, or glue this down. Washi or no? To washi or not to washi? That is the question. That does not have green in it. This has solid green. I don't want that. I really need to change out my washi, y'all. Really need to change out my washi. Well, this is, I mean, that actually doesn't look bad for this page. It doesn't really match over here, but for this page, it doesn't look bad. Some little tangerine. I've got the whole bucket of washi over here. It's not like it's, you know, 10 miles away. It does have bingo daubers in it because I haven't been putting them away in their appropriate place. So I was looking for something pink and green. That would be asking too much. Or that's the wrong shade of green. I don't know. If you see something, holler. How about pink with flamingos? No. I don't. That's more of a blue. I don't know. This is not the same green. That's a blue green. That's pink and that's springy colors. Here's just pink and white flamingos. I have green. Here's pink pineapple. Let's see. See if we can make one of these two work before I end up falling off my stool somehow. Sure. Let's do some pink flamingos. Pink doesn't match. The flamingos have nothing to do with the page, but we're going to use it because I want to stiffen up that edge of that page even just a little bit more than it was, and maybe it'll lay a little flatter. Because as I've added ink to both sides, it has curled on me. Okay, so now I can put this down. Do I want the hole in the top? Not really. Not really. That is the top, right? Yeah. Okay. So, how is your journaling going? I mean, you see how mine is. Mine's a hot mess, and I'm way behind. But it did do me some good just to come in here and just by myself for a little bit. And even though all I did was glue in a couple things and finish up those couple of pages, I had forgotten how behind I was. Like I said, I was thinking, somewhere in my brain, I was thinking that I had gotten to the, like the 6 or 8. And I was like, I had printed up pictures through that far, but why is that? Oh, it's not sticking because of that washi. Yeah, I was worried about that. Let's give it a few more seconds, and then if not, we'll do something else. This is Happy Mail, but I don't want to hide that. Okay, never mind. That was a piece of Happy Mail too. Could use that just for lack of, I don't like it though, y'all. If it was just this side, it would be fine. Do I have, but I don't have a lot of time to spend on it. So, let's just table this. Let's table this. And I could use this in here, so I'm going to put that in there temporarily. That will kind of blend the greens and pinks together, I think. So we're going to move on to the 7th. Because since I can't make up my mind on stuff. So 8, 9. Okay. This day, my aunts left. And my brother-in-law came in. My husband's brother. And so it was kind of changing of the guard, you know. And we were so grateful to have all of them, you know, come in and stay for however long they stayed. And so my brother-in-law came in and stayed with my in-laws. My in-laws. I almost said my parents-in-law. This nap is the next day. Okay. So we went. Oh, the aunts left in the morning, but the brother didn't get there until the afternoon. So we stayed up there with them. So they weren't by themselves, because he couldn't be left alone at all. And my mother-in-law was not physically able to care for him. So the hard part of all of this is, well, it's all hard, but the hardest part of this is my father-in-law was my mother-in-law's caretaker. And so, not that my mother-in-law is completely incompetent. She's not, or lacks competence. She can do some things for herself. I think sometimes she needs to be reminded that she can do some things for herself. You know what I mean? But overall, she can do some things. And so, for herself. Now, it was hard for her to do things for him. Oh, the other thing we did is we had another home health care evaluation, because he had just come home from the hospital. So it's like, we just did the evaluation, the initial assessment. And I'm like, we've had 2 assessments, but nobody from home health care has actually come out to do anything. He kept saying, y'all keep coming out and asking me all these questions, but you're not doing anything to help me. And so that was frustrating to him as well as to us. And so, but they explained that every time when you're admitted into the hospital, that you have to start all over. I was like, great. So it was probably not until the following Monday that we actually had a nurse come out. I'll have to look in my notes, but so we had dinner with them. We hung out with his mom and dad. I think I'm going to leave this as a flip because I love this page. And might put this here because I like this with that green. And then this gets lost on here. Maybe it won't get lost. I know I want this up here, so I'm going to glue that in. So let's make that decision. I did make pickles that morning, or somehow. I don't know how I found time to make pickles. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. But I did. I just made refrigerator pickles. I just made 2 jars. And so, because I had so many cucumbers, I still do. And I need to use them. But, so I did make a couple jars of pickles. And I do like that. I think I'm going to put that one over there. And, yeah, because his ants left in the morning. I'm thinking out loud. Maybe they didn't leave first thing that morning. Maybe we had a couple hours that morning and they left. No, they left pretty early. Maybe my husband went over there. I don't know. Anyway. So, or I made them after my brother-in-law came, and then, anyway, whatever. But we had dinner with them. But. So, we don't need a pocket. I need some Happy Mail. Oh, I forgot I had washi in my Happy Mail, too. That would have been good washi. Would have, it still is. That would look good on the next day. So, I'm going to throw that one right there. And let's look and see. I like that here. This goes okay right here. This gets lost. Can y'all see that? I'm debating on... Wait a minute. Let me put that in here. That goes in that day. That was the day that we kind of tabled. Okay, so let's look through this Happy Mail. And I have Happy Mail underneath the Happy Mail too. This is not... The top layer is just what I just got. And that one I got from Allison. I don't need tags. I don't think. Because I'm not going to make this a pocket. I'm going to leave it a flip. And then what I am going to need is a journaling spot. So I'm going to dig down a little further. I mean, I can put some of these stickers on there. We did not have watermelon. We did not have... Oh, I said I was going to make those into a hanging banner in my room. I have some borders stuff here. That's fun. Do we need border? Oh, I already put... No, we don't need border right there. Okay, so what I need... That one really doesn't match. But what I'm needing is something along the lines of... that one doesn't look bad. A journal spot. And maybe something like that. That would be kind of cool. That's not really a journaling spot, but I mean, it's not much room to journal is what I was saying. Okay, this was from Allison. Let me see if there's a journaling spot in here that I could use. That's got green, purple and green bunnies. I want it all, yes. Smothered in whipped cream. That would be more of a tip-in. Hey, this might work. That might work. What about this green? Yeah, I might need this one coming up. Compassion will cure more sins than condemnation. Henry Ward Beecher. That would match, and there's notes on the back. So let me put these to the side for just a second. I'm wondering how this would look. I have this up here. I don't want to cover up all the rainbows. I would trim it here because I don't want the February 11th on there. And then I could write here. That would be a happy mail for that day. I don't need that on that page. Or I could do something along the lines of this right here. And just have this. Oh, I mean, I could do both. There's no law that says I can't have 2 pieces of happy mail. I do need the nurse on here somewhere. So I could put, that would match at the edge of that like that. This I'm going to glue here. I don't know if that matches or not, but it sure does fit. Let's see which one looks better. Because that sure does fit right there. Does that look better? I don't know. How are we doing on time? We need to speed up the process here. That's how we're doing on time. Okay, let me cut this one down. I thought I had more that went on this page. Maybe I'm missing something. It takes a lot of compassion to be a caregiver. I will tell you that if you've never done it. No, I think that's all that was on here. So I could put that there and this here. I kind of like them overlapped a little bit. But I want that down at the bottom, so that's not going to work. I mean, because that looks kind of ridiculous with me dropping that way down here when I had all this space up here. Okay, let me glue this one down, because I know that's where I want that. And I could put a little thin strip of washi right here, if I just wanted to use some washi. Like that. That doesn't look bad. I mean, you got the pink and it's gray. Gray is kind of neutral. So, yeah, I can write right there over the, let's hold off on that. Okay, this I'm going to glue up here. I don't think I'm going to put any washi right here, although, this is a shorter page. I was just wondering if I needed to put something here. I don't think so. I think that will work. And I do want to tip it in, so let's find some washi. It takes us longer to find washi than anything else. Honestly, I'm thinking about using the solid green. Seeing how we have so many different colors, I could use a solid teal. I think the green would match better. Oh, wait, but wait. I have a turquoise. I'm sorry. Kind of a tangerine color with small rainbows and sunshines. I have this one. I think I like this one. It just has large rainbows on it. And let's see. How are we gonna... Can we do this straight? Maybe. Sort of. Maybe, sort of, kind of. Okay. So we have that there, which is rainbows. And then I could do the teal rainbows on the inside. That would work. Let's mix it up a little bit. I did not use the clear tape, but I don't think I'm going to need it. This is a pretty thin piece of paper. Okay, so this is Happy Mail from Allison. And that, do I have anything? I could do this Orange Hello Sunshine up here if we think we need it. Or I could do a little tab right here. I don't have my, yes I do too. I do. I have it right here. It's been here the whole time. What paper would I use? That abrupt ending to the first section of the video, I apparently ran out of storage on my phone. And I put this washi down. I glued this down. You didn't miss much. So I glued this on the inside. This is Happy Mail from Hope. This is Happy Mail from Allison. And I put this washi down, and I was saying, even though it didn't really match the other side, I really liked it with this green paper. So that was all you missed. And then I had mentioned making a tab. So I was looking through my just little pieces of cardstock, because I don't want to cut, you know, a big piece out for, I don't want to cut a tab out of, you know, a big piece of paper. So I found this little, it's very thick cardstock. It's just navy blue. I was going to see how this was going to look on this page. I'm not going to get to the 8th in this video, apparently. But I did want to at least finish this page with you. And I want to see how that looked. I think that looks pretty good. It's not necessary. It just adds a little something. And I might even put it up further. What do we think about that? Yeah, that way it takes away. Yeah, okay. Sure, why not? So, anyhow, like I said, you didn't miss much. I looked up and the phone had gone off. So I went back and rewatched the end of it to see what all was missed, and it wasn't a lot. So I was glad for that. The other thing I thought about doing, okay, that's on there. I have this section right here. So, recap my glue. And I have this little, this matches because of the purple. Or that magenta color. Not a true purple, but anyway, I'm not sure that I need it. I'm tempted just to glue the top of it. And then that way I can still see the paper underneath. I didn't want to hide all of this paper because I really love it. But, I mean, I could do a full tip in. And then write on the back if I need to. But, I mean, I can do it, like, just use glue stick and put right here. And then glue it that way. And I could still fold it and write on the top if I needed to. I don't know that I'm going to need to. I'm not like I've been writing a lot in my journals anyway. I need to catch up on some of that. So let me do that idea and see how that works. If I need to reinforce it with some washi on the top, I can. Let me get this glue paper up. I don't want glue on my journal cover. And cap that. And then this will probably be the last thing that we do. There really isn't room. It just does fit on the page. So there really wasn't room at the top to tip it in, you know, with a piece of washi. So, when that dries, I can at least, you know, do this right here. And, yeah, just in case I had to go back and add anything. I don't think I need to add anything else, but I do like the page. I like the flips and flaps and, you know, all that stuff. And, yeah, so that's where I am. And so I really didn't even need to come back on to do a whole lot. I was just looking at something. I was kind of thinking this would be a good day to use this. These are some of my tassels. I could even push that one shut. And then it would have the rainbow on it. And all of the things sticking off the top, which I love that. So anyway, that was pretty much it. The next day is our anniversary, so I'm gonna give it some, you know, give it its due, and do have some pictures to put on there, and maybe a few other things. So I'll get those together, and then maybe in the next video we'll do the 8th, 9th, and maybe 10th, or at least the 8th and 9th. Some of this I have a blank starting the 10th. I mean, really starting the 9th. I only have a couple things written on the 9th, and then the 10th and 11th, I do not have, I have nothing written in my notes, and I've tried to backtrack and figure it out. I know that we were doing stuff with my father-in-law, and I'm just not really sure what it was. So, and see, like this one, I have this big fold out, which is fine. I have this, I finished that journal that day, and I can put that there, and so on and so forth. But on the 10th and the 11th, and then again on the 13th, I have very little written. I've filled in some gaps, but anyway, it's been kind of a chaotic month, as you all know, and I am just trying to get caught up a little at a time. So bear with me, and I will, forgot about that. I need to remember that's Happy Mail too. And leave it where I see it, because I definitely want to use Happy Face. So anyway, all right. Well, there we are, and that's it for that video. I don't know how I drug out all this stuff, but I did. And I will look forward to seeing you in the next video, and I appreciate you being here, and I appreciate all your kind comments. I know I have not responded to everybody, and I will in time. I'm going to try to. I've hearted some of them. I try to comment, but there was a lot of them a lot of comments that got away from me, and that I just hearted. Just know that I read it, and I treasure it. And if I don't comment on every comment, it's not because I didn't read it, or didn't like it, or didn't, appreciate it. I just wanted you to know that in advance. And we just had a lot going on. So, I'm going to try to catch up on some of that. But I was also trying to catch up on my journaling too. So, anyway, just got to do a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And maybe get caught up altogether. And I got a long way to go. So, I am going to try to put out as many videos. I know that I have 2 doctor's appointments this week. I know I've got to take my mother-in-law to 2 doctor's appointments. I am going to try to go back and work the clinic this week. And so I know I've got a full week. And so I have tomorrow morning free. And then I don't know after that, how much I'm going to get in the video. So I'm going to try to make the most of tomorrow morning. And I will see you in the next video, y'all. You take care, and you have a wonderful rest of your day. And I will talk to you soon. Love y'all. Bye.